Drop frames. We're chilling on there. We do need to edit a video real quick. So, I don't want y'all sitting here too bored. Let's see. Let's edit a video, throw something on, keep everybody busy, you know? Yeah, let's check this out. So, eat your eggs.
I just need more weight. Bye.
Bye.
Get you your time back. Taylor Brands handles everything from...
Hello everyone and welcome back to Xbox Nation. My name is Fletcher and this is the video where we actually take a look at the upcoming Xbox and Xbox Game Pass games for this week to see if any of them are really worth your time and or money. Upon having a bit more of a look, this definitely looks like the last major week for video game releases this 2025, with a very massive emphasis on Xbox Game Pass releases and some pretty awesome looking indies coming our way. There is certainly something for everyone this week, so let's just dive right into it. First up, and as many of you might be aware by now, Terminal Brigade is finally coming to our Xbox consoles after it launched onto Xbox for PC about a month ago now. Terminal Brigade will arrive onto Xbox for free on the 7th of December at 9 PM EST, about 2 AM here in the UK, which is pretty early in the morning on the 8th of December, and it will have a ton of cool perks as well included for Xbox Game Pass members. To give you a little bit more of an idea though, this game is essentially a fast-paced looter-shooter action roguelike in which you explore new realms, collect epic loot, and then fight through unpredictable high-energy combat encounters. You can play this one either solo or with your friends, and it's pretty good fun from what I've played so far. However, I certainly don't like gadget elements, and this game has plenty of
What's up, everybody? I'll be right with y'all. Making a quick video.
My review out on this one on the 8th once this one does release fully onto Xbox, so I can get a proper idea of the console performance before releasing it to you. Back towards mid-November, it was actually announced that Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, Yakuza Kiwami, and Yakuza Kiwami 2 will be getting native versions for both the Xbox Series consoles on the 8th of December, and the time is almost here for these ones. I will make you aware though, please do not expect too many major improvements with these brand new releases, as all of them already have existing Xbox One versions. There's still no word yet whether the new Xbox Series X versions of these games will apply Xbox Smart Delivery or any other kind of free upgrade, aside from Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, which definitely won't have a free upgrade as things stand. Either way, you can enjoy these very soon, and I would be keen to hear your thoughts on these re-releases down below. Even though this next game is not a full release in this list today, it's a rather large DLC for a fantastic Xbox Game Pass game that did arrive onto our consoles a couple months back now.
Let's be here.
Jdxo lands on the 8th of December, and if you did catch my review back in September of this console port, you know that I bloody adore this one. Upon doing some more digging though, this brand new DLC introduces us to a brand new map, over 100 new narrative events, deeper faction mechanics where every choice truly matters, and so much more. Notably though, it does actually focus entirely on the Utopia Builder mode, so it's not actually adding anything to the campaign, but instead it looks to add some new systems that really emphasize the ideological conflict and long-term decision making. It looks great from the trailer that I've seen, and I do recommend that you try out Frostpunk 2, or check out my review if you haven't tried this one already. A notable game that actually blew up in popularity, I believe earlier this year, was a game called A Game About Digging a Hole, and that's due to its cozy elements and addictive gameplay. The premise of this one though is actually pretty simple. You essentially just go ahead and purchase a house that's advertising a treasure. You then take your trusty spade and dig down as much as possible to find it. It's very simple and it's not a very long game at all, but it's pretty addictive, and the surprises at the end are actually pretty fun. You have to upgrade your equipment to be able to dig deeper, and that's all whilst managing your battery, and if that depletes to 0, you essentially explode. It's a funny little indie, and I will have a small review out prior to its launch, as I have been playing it at this moment in time. It does land on Xbox on the 9th, and it also comes day one to Xbox Game Pass. One game that you certainly need to keep on your radar for this week is called Death Howl, and this is a game about a grieving mother attempting to defy death and fight through the spirit world in order to revive her dead son. So, you know, clearly some very light-hearted source material right there. It builds itself as a Souls-like deck builder, which will absolutely be catnip for some of you and cough medicine for others out there. With its combat taking place on a grid-like system that tries to mix in the tension, tactics, and focus on positioning of something like Into the Breach, the combat system definitely looks to juggle many things, and it's obviously going to be a big make or break for a game like this. The feedback to the demo has been pretty positive, and of course you could probably tell by looking at it that the vibes are very front and center for this one. This one is actually being published as well by 11-bit studios who do kind of know how to pick them, so I have some very high hopes for this brand new release. It comes to Xbox for PC and PC Game Pass on the 9th of December, but a console launch does look like a little while out.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it.
Okay.
Meet Base 40.
We done with that video.
A complete AI creation.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up?
It's been an incredible publisher this year for Xbox, and 2025 has really been highlighting the pedigree of games underneath their umbrella. From the likes of Routine to Blueprints, these have been two great games that have also landed onto Xbox Game Pass, and that partnership is only getting stronger. Landing this December then, we also have another roguelike mining adventure called Dome Keeper, and it's also launching onto Xbox Game Pass with full Xbox Play Anywhere support and some brand new updates in 2026. This one actually looks to combine elements of roguelike survival and resource management, where you take control of a small base and then have to defend it from endless waves of alien invaders. In between your attacks, you'll have to dig beneath the surface of an alien planet to recover valuable resources and relics to then upgrade your equipment. The game has actually been very well received over on its early access period over on Steam, so this one is certainly one to keep an eye on for this week. Unbeatable was supposed to drop last month, but the release actually got pulled at the very last second after the devs found a major bug within the console build. Instead of pushing out the PC version alone and then delaying the Xbox Series X and S version, the team essentially said that it'd be way too messy and they want to have feature parity for everyone on day one. So now the full release across all platforms is happening on the 9th of December, and honestly this one's looking pretty incredible and a shot to the top of my wish list. This crowd-funded rhythm game
Is that where that was? Just way up there, or what?
Satisfying, and the soundtrack from what I've heard is just pure bliss. The Scott Pilgrim-inspired visuals from the trailer might even make it an early contender for the best looking Xbox game
okay?
this
Let's try
December,
this now.
especially if it sticks that landing. Talking of great things for December as well, do make sure you do subscribe down below for more Xbox content on a daily basis. We're getting ever so close now to that 80,000 subscriber goal by the end of this year, and I would just love for you to join our ever-growing Xbox community. Thanks so much for the support, and let's dive into the next game on this list today. I've spoken about this game a couple of times now, and I just cannot wait for the release of Thank Goodness You're Here, as it is finally coming to our Xbox consoles this week. The game has actually been released over on PlayStation, Switch, and PC since August of last year, and even went on to win numerous awards, including a BAFTA in 2025. To give you an idea though, the comedy platformer game is actually based in the bizarre northern English town of Barnsworth, and it follows a travelling salesman who gets to meet the obscure locals and help with their odd jobs. It's meant to be bloody hilarious, as it really leans heavily into British comedy and tropes that many outside the UK might be perplexed by. It's bloody hilarious, and for me, I just can't wait to get my hands on this incredible sounding indie for this week. One Xbox Game Pass title that was announced for the service about a year ago or so now was Ultimate Sheep Raccoon, and seemingly out of nowhere, the devs just decided to announce that it's also coming to Xbox Game Pass this week on the 9th of December. It is a follow-up to the beloved Ultimate Chicken Horse, which was a family-friendly party game that featured platforming challenges. This title though is a side-view bike racing party game focused on co-op fun, as you can see on the trailer on screen now. Neither the Xbox store page nor the trailer above showed the game as coming to Xbox Game Pass, but the devs have confirmed this since the guys over at Xbox Era have confirmed the details with them. I cannot wait for this drop, and even though
What's
it
up,
does
everybody?
sound pretty simple, especially graphically, I do reckon this will be a great one to play with all of you within our community. If you do ever want to join our community game nights and also sessions, do make sure to join our Xbox
what's up?
Discord community
What's
server
up?
down below. She's Leaving is officially launching onto Xbox this week, and is said to be bringing a tense survival horror experience that's centered around Charles Dalton, and she introduces an alternative timeline where iconic characters have redefined origins. The story mode in this instance offers cinematic battles intertwined.
I need to make a post, everybody.
Awesome, but the newest aspect of the series were cameo fighters, which then adds an additional layer of strategy as you can call in assist during battles. It still sits pretty mixed among the hardcore community due to the microtransactions and the changes, especially towards newcomers, but it does seem like one of the stronger Mortal Kombat games, especially if you're getting started with this franchise. Mutant Football League 2 will also be landing on the very same day, and this is actually a sequel to 2017's Mutant Football League, which is described as an over-the-top anti-Madden in its nature. What that means is
15 months and I
MLF2
had no
is about
idea.
as
If you
realistic as Blood
double
Bowl
click
3,
the
and
plus
it
button,
contains
it
plenty
tells you
of fantasy
exactly who's been viewing your
elements.
profile
Where
the
Blood Bowl,
most.
though, is all about
Check it out.
tactics, MLF2
I've
actually
been on
focuses
TikTok
on
for
an
16
arcade
months and I
approach,
had no
which is another
idea.
key
If you
difference between this
double
franchise
click
and the
the
Madden
plus
series,
button,
which of
it
course
tells
does
you
lean for
exactly who's been
authenticity
viewing
and
your profile the
realism.
most.
Basically, teams of
In
8
this
players
video,
will compete in
hey,
arcade-style football,
you're
fighting the
shooting
other
those
teams as much as
birds.
the spike-trapped arena
Get out
itself.
here. You're
Madden fans
shooting
will find
those birds.
plenty of familiar elements in this game now, from the likes of season and franchise modes, alongside PvP online multiplayer. I know these games do garner quite a dedicated but niche audience, so if you are interested, it does land again onto Xbox this week. If you are just somewhat wanting to channel your inner diva for this week, then we have the Game Pass release of Bratz Rhythm and Style, and this is yet again another Outright game title being added, which has kind of just become the norm these days. I won't lie to you, I have no interest in this one at all, but I know a couple of you who do watch the channel pretty regularly do have kids that might actually be interested in this, and of course it's all good for all the younger girls out there who want something different other than something like Paw Patrol. I don't really know much else about this one, and I don't really know what it includes, but again, it does land on the Xbox Game Pass on the 11th of December.
See, Kyrie is the most skillful point guard ever.
Finally,
How about
after
Pistol
months
You
and
say
months
Pistol
of
Pete is
delays,
the
we
most
are
skilled point.
finally getting the release of the highly anticipated 90s arcade-inspired classic
Yeah,
known as
yes.
Terminator 2D No Fates. Of course, licensed games these days are very less common, let alone ones that are supposed to tie in with a new film, and not when studios can just essentially stick their IP into something like Fortnite and then call it a day. Terminator 2D No Fate, however, is unapologetically old school, and it's a 2D side-scrolling action game that lets you play through the story of the James Cameron directed and Arnold Schwarzenegger starring sci-fi blockbuster classic. I know so many of you are just hyped for this one, and it's been on many a wish list since its reveal, I believe about a couple of years ago now. You'll have to let me know if you're looking forward to this one, and if you're going to pick up the physical for this one as well in the comments below. Whilst down there though,
Comments
make sure to smash that
below.
like button if you enjoy videos like this, and again, do subscribe
about
as
to
I upload
die.
Xbox
Oh,
content on a daily
laser!
basis,
Oh my-
and we're getting ever so close to that 80,000 subscribers. Thank you again to our channel members for your continued support as well, and if you want access to videos early, some exclusive perks, and even emojis to use in my live streams, which will be coming very soon, then make sure to hit that join button down below. If you want to see some more awesome Xbox content here on the channel though, why don't you check out the video on screen now. I recently covered some brand new announcements of games coming to Xbox in
I feel like they just don't make good games anymore. There's just not a lot of good games.
The year 2025 is almost over, so I've decided to make the tier
So,
list of all the
nothing.
controllers that came out in 2025, and maybe some
gonna go
earlier controllers, so
somewhere.
you can see which controllers
Sorry.
are worth your time and money, and
Sorry.
which are not. First of all, these are all controllers that I added. There's a lot more, but for most of them, there are Chinese no-name controllers, and I don't have experience with them quickly. But this is overall it's a pretty good controller. And after review, I have no experience. PXN P5 8. Pretty okay controller, but if you compare it to a DualSense,
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business. With Wix, you can grab yours now and then get to work. Here's why it matters. Back in 2019, I had this killer business idea, but I delayed getting the domain name because I wasn't ready. That was a huge mistake. Someone else grabbed it, built the exact same business I planned, and now they're making
things. I'm not sure that even this committee getting security clearances that should allow you to.
The University of Georgia was able to carbon date resin from the Boogosphere, and it was dated at 12,560 years old.
MIT just released something that shatters everything we thought we knew about human history, and scientists weren't ready for what showed up in the scan. The clearest X-ray of what's inside the Boogosphere reveals 18 microspheres arranged in impossible geometric patterns, 52 fiber optic strands embedded in seamless metal, and at the center, something that looks disturbingly like a processing chip. But the real shock came from radiocarbon dating. Organic material inside the sphere is 12,560 years old, 7,000 years before the pyramids, long before metallurgy, and long before humans supposedly understood high-density alloys or optics. whatever built this, wasn't supposed to exist in 12,560 BCE. And from the moment scientists opened the scan, the story only got stranger. When this object crashed through Colombian power lines in March 2025, it wasn't just another mysterious artifact. It was evidence that either an advanced civilization existed during the last ice age, that something non-human has been watching Earth for far longer than anyone imagined. What happens next will force you to question everything. The descent. March 2nd, 2025. A silver sphere descends over rural Buga, Colombia, zigzagging through the sky in patterns no aircraft could replicate. It tears through high-voltage power lines without taking a scratch. When Jose Arias reaches the landing site, he finds something impossible, a polished metallic sphere ice cold to the touch. But when water hits its surface, it vaporizes instantly. Scientists still don't have an answer. Initially, it weighs 2 kilograms, then, inexplicably, 10 kilograms. Until 1886. Cycles of metal surfaces. Almost like instructions respond. Maybe it was and field manipulation technologies that shocked not just by what's inside, that this activation wasn't the beginning of a mystery. It was an answer to something that came first. Something we haven't discovered yet, something still out there. Whatever the sphere truly is, a warning, a memory vault, a sensor, or something we don't have words for. The world now knows one thing. It didn't activate by accident. And it didn't activate alone. What do you think awakened the sphere after 12,560 years of silence? Drop your theories below. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next video.
Dun dun dun. How are we getting so many drop frames? No. Alright, y'all. We gotta end the stream, check out some stuff because stream doesn't want to work like it's supposed to, so sorry.